So, Professor.
Yes.
Have you ever, like, really reached inside a pumpkin and really just scooped it out with your hand?
I have.
Yeah?
I have.
How's that feel?
Gross.
There are moments in life that feel just like that.
Oh, yeah. Like,
A little off-putting and wrong.
these are the things I try to explain to my kids when they don't want to do something. I'm like, sometimes you just got to reach into that pumpkin and pull those gnarly, gross.
You just gotta
slimy
do what you
seeds
gotta
out.
do sometime, kids.
Yeah.
And, you know, us of being the Generation X, right?
Generation X, believe it or not.
Believe it or not.
This is what Generation X looks like. Soak it all in.
But, you know, this is the generation that I thought was gonna, like, help the world. I was wrong.
No.
We still can.
We are helping the world right now.
What we are.
Yeah.
But
While
I'm saying
sharing.
overall, besides a select few.
I mean, aside living for ourselves and enjoying beer and watching videos, aside from that, no.
Oh, we're so sorry, people. We're so sorry.
We'll try to do better next generation.
Just do better than us.
Yeah.
All right, so today we have a video.
Oh, we have
Favorite.
one of my personal favorites, Depeche Mode. They have a new song out called My Favorite Stranger.
Oh, and then we also have our third NoDa Brewing beer, and this one's called Gordgeous.
It's gorgeous, and it's a gourd. You know, I know some people who the only kind of stuff they find funny are puns.
Yeah, like dad jokes and puns have become like a thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it should be, but I do like the occasional pun. Like, there's some puns that are good. There's some dad jokes that are good. But there's some that just suck balls. Like, TikTok is just overrun with them.
I saw one the other day.
YouTube
where
shorts.
Two dads with dad bods were sitting across from each other, much like we are.
Yes.
And one of them said, my wife called me the other day and said, if you're not home for dinner in 15 minutes, I'm going to give it to the dog. And he said, I went home right away. I'd be so sad if something happened to my dog.
Okay, so dad jokes. What do you think, kids? No? Not feeling it? Because every time I do a dad joke to one of my daughters, they look like they want to stab me in the frickin' eye.
Yeah, and you probably deserve it.
Man, it's possible. All right, anyway, so NoDa Brewing's third beer that we're doing. Look at that prettiness. I mean, that's just
The
gorgeous
smell.
So, fairly decent pour, not too hard, but it dissipates quickly. Not a whole lot of activity in it. And just to let you know, when I was over at NoDa doing the little tour, the initial batch, the first batch they did of this beer was actually brewed in a pumpkin.
Wow, that is cool.
Isn't that ridiculous? And it was one of their first medals at the American. I think it was the American.
So they're saying here it's made with real pumpkin puree. It has brown sugar, ginger root, hand-cracked spices, including allspice, cloves, and cardamom. And then they say no cinnamon or nutmeg.
Why?
Because that stuff overwhelms.
Not only that, it's not really what you should be tasting. You should be tasting pumpkin, right?
That's true.
Okay, I'm just saying they like. Not that I don't like some of those spices, but I mean it's overwhelming.
Hey,
Oh my God, that smells so. You get the clove.
drink it.
Yeah.
It's like drinking a pumpkin pie. Is it not?
That's the thing. It tastes like pumpkin. Pumpkin and clove. You get the brown sugar. It's not bitter
No.
that you get from a lot. It's not full nutmeg, because nutmeg is there to cover up, I believe, in my humble opinion, a bad beer. Because people, you either love it or you don't. But if you like it, you're going to be like, oh, great pumpkin beer.
And all the brewers are standing around the thing and they take it and they go, guess what, son? Throw some nutmeg in. This one's a loss.
We need to put some more stuff in there to hide that shit. Sorry.
I honestly don't like pumpkin beers. But this one, I kind of like.
The only other pumpkin beer that I've really enjoyed besides this one and is the Sycamore Latte one. Because it's not a pumpkin beer, it's a pumpkin latte beer. So you expect something different. So
Yes. But it's also so much lighter. Like this is a middle. It's not.
has a good mouthfeel.
Yeah.
Very kind of light, but I'd say it's in that medium range.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to think some more on this.
Yep.
While we watch Depeche Mode sing about death.
That's typically what they do.
Pretty much.
That or Shiny Happy People. Oh no, that's REM. Sorry, I'm just joking. I was just
Sacrilege.
that was intentional. Don't punch me in the face.
I'm
like
pretty
he wants
sure
to do right
Depeche
now.
Mode has never done a Shiny Happy People.
No.
Yeah.
My own private pancreas, though.
Yes.
Personal Jesus. Private
Correct.
pancreas.
Yes.
Right, don't. It was a thing
Makes
when I was a
no
kid.
sense.
Anyway, let's go.
Okay.
Now this sounds like Depeche Mode.
Some perfect stranger sneaks on tiptoes, steals my shadow, and goes where I go. My favorite stranger stands in my mirror, puts words in my mouth, all broken, bitter.
Is that Orlando Bloom or is it a woman with a mustache? Sorry.
Hey,
That's
a good question.
I'm like, wait a second. That looks like a woman with a mustache.
I think it is.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like,
But I don't know everything in life. You're the know-it-all.
true.
So one thing I remember you saying about Depeche Mode, which I agree with, is Depeche Mode is at its best when their sound is a little gritty, a little dirty.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It just fits. And one thing I really like is when they harmonize. Like there was that one section.
Yes.
And to emphasize that section, they harmonize together.
They
their voices
really,
work well.
they have it. It's just a natural thing too.
Yeah.
Like their voices lay in there that way. They don't, it's not forced. But what I like about this is the reason why I like Depeche Mode is that when I listen to them, I can hear other arrangements in it.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that is. I always think, and then when I heard Lacuna Coil redo, damn, I forget which song it was, but when they redid that song, I was like, what? That's
Right.
exactly what I think about when I hear Depeche Mode, because I'm into heavier music, and they have, there's a heaviness to them just natural.
Right. But it's all stripped down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's very raw. It's got that electronic vein to it. And the bass lines are fantastic. I love them. And even the weird guitar vibe they have in it. It's very consistent.
And it's usually kind of a dissonant guitar.
Yeah.
Or, one that stands out loudly.
Like it sounds like a moaning or a,
Yeah.
it's very ethereal and emotional the way it sounds. So I'm always been a big fan of theirs. That was like the first group that actually, besides Sisters of Mercy, that got me into this type of music
Right.
and kind of changed my view on it, because before I was like, no, I don't like that kind of music. But then
It's all about songwriting.
when it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
So let's get back into it.
Words in my mouth, all broken, bitter.
imagine a metal band covering this already. I can hear it.
I can hear Cradle of Filth doing this song.
Interesting.
All day long. Cradle of Filth would do a
mustache.
fantastic version of the song. But just the artistic prowess that's in this video, though,
Yeah.
I mean, look how sharp every part of the shot is. Just take a moment for those of you that are art fans. This guy who does their videos, what's his name again?
I think it's Anton Corbin, Dutch, I believe.
I don't know how. I mean, everybody does 4K now, right?
Yeah.
I would assume this is a 4K video. But all the stuff that he's ever done is this crisp. And look, and you see every line in the black and white. It's so stupid.
And it's so difficult.
But then it's faded. I don't know. It's just there's very few grays. It's black and white. It's just so well done. All right, back into it.
Some perfect stranger, my imitation, drops my name in my conversations.
Yeah.
Some perfect stranger speaks when I speak, walks in my footsteps and talks in my sleep. My favorite stranger stands where I stand, leaves crime in my wake and blood on my hands.
Is that Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman?
You know what's funny about that comment is that, what is her name? Jane
Oh, frick.
Seymour?
Yes, Seymour.
Her house is used as a studio.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of albums I like were made in her house, which is really
She's
weird.
got that, and then she has her artist studio that's evidently like adjacent to it.
Okay.
Right there, and then it's like that classic, like I saw, what was it on 2016? I don't freaking know. One of those shows I happened to catch it on. That freaking house is gorgeous. I mean,
Yeah.
like it's nice. But most rich people's houses are. Yeah. Anyway, so where would you put that song in the echelon of Depeche Mode?
Depeche Mode. I mean,
Because this is new.
Yeah.
And I don't take it as a new Depeche Mode song already. It feels like classic Depeche Mode to me.
well, a lot of the sounds they had in there are ones I've heard in other songs. Yeah. but put together in a completely new way.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I like this better than Ghosts Again.
Yes.
I just like the
Ghosts
contrast.
Again lean more toward their poppier stuff, the more mainstream stuff.
Yeah.
They did. This leans more toward the stuff that got me into Depeche Mode.
More like songs of faith and devotion type stuff.
Well, I mean, Walking in My Shoes was my favorite.
It makes me think of that.
A bit, yes.
I like it because I like the contrast of like a nice catchy tune and bass line with just the noise. Yeah.
I just love that. That was one of those things. And again, something about his voice is mesmerizing, right? So it kind of like catches you in this way that very few people can. There's like people that have distinctive voices that you like go through history. Mick Jagger, Steven Tyler, David Lee Roth, and then you go to the darker side and you have what's his name from Sisters of Mercy? I'm drawing a blank of his name right now.
But you got Leonard Cohen.
But I'm saying you have these voices that basically Nick Cave. Yeah. So you get these groups of vocalists that kind of I guess define a genre, right?
Peter Murphy.
Peter Murphy is.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can keep going.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them. I mean, if you can go to Bruce Springsteen and stuff, I mean, there are these people that just set
They're instantly recognizable.
You're like, that's who they are. And Depeche Mode, even though when I heard them when I was a kid, like younger, when they first came out, I was like, not my thing. But I think their sound matured, his voice became the driving factor in everything they did. And to be honest, the bass lines and that dissonant guitar that would just pop through. But his voice has this mundane charisma.
It's slinky.
Yeah, it's just like everything he says is an earworm. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. It just is. But anyway, so great song. Like,
I liked it a lot.
Big fan. This is up there in my favorites from Depeche Mode. I'd say top 5 in my Depeche Mode songs right now, based off my knowledge of Depeche Mode, which is much less.
It's in my top 4th of all Depeche.
Oh yeah, well yeah, because it's a catalog, But I'm saying out of what I've listened to, this one hit me in that way that I'm like, yeah. It's that vibe that I like. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so let's get back to
the pumpkin beer.
NoDa's Gordgeous. So brewed in a pumpkin originally, and then now is brewed with fresh pumpkin puree. If you've had pumpkin beers and you go, it's just going to taste like pumpkin pie spice in water, which is a lot of it. Or, somebody took Killian's Red Ale and dumped pumpkin pie spice in it. If you ever had those, stop. This, look right here. This can is pumpkin. That's a pumpkin beer. It's not faking it. It's making it. That's a good one. It's a freaking great beer. So it's difficult to grade though, because if you look at it in the full echelon of beers, right, it's going to be middle of the pack. Now, if you take it and say pumpkin beers, where is this?
It's way up at the top.
It's a 5 if we're just doing pumpkin beers.
I agree with that. I haven't had a pumpkin beer better than this. Usually they have too much of a bite, or there's something off about them.
They put cinnamon, nutmeg, or some crap that is just taking over the flavor of the pumpkin, which is the point of the pumpkin beer. I am going to say, if you ever had the best pumpkin pie or the best sweet potato pie, even because they have a similar texture and flavor, and they're not overwhelmed with certain spices. It's just a creamy, good, smooth pumpkin flavor.
Right.
That's exactly what this is. And I'm going to give this, I'm going to go 4.9.
Dang.
Because, and preface this, in pumpkin beers, right? So, again, if it's beers that I like in general, it's going to be slide back to the middle of the pack. But if you're rating pumpkin beers, this is the best pumpkin beer I've ever had.
Well, that's how I'm going to rate it. I'm going to rate it as a pumpkin beer because I don't like pumpkin beers.
Because I think that's the way we have to do it in this. Like, it doesn't make sense to do it otherwise.
I mean, I don't want to go that high. But I give it a 4.5.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, I'm going because I've had a crap ton of pumpkin beers. I've had like from 20, I'd say they started hitting really big probably around 2009, 2010.
Okay.
Right? Maybe a little bit earlier. And they build and built and built and built, and you got this gluttony of pumpkin beers. And when you go through those pumpkin beers, this is the cream of the crop.
I agree.
Yeah. All right. So
it's the best.
Outside of that, there's a globe over in front of the
blue
professor over there.
It's really difficult to get my hands right. Here we go. It's the blue globe. You go to shop.bevana.com.
So this is a 6.4% alcohol. Shop.bevana.com, guys. Go there. Bevana ships beer to your door, and you can mix and match. There's this big, you can get a case of beer shipped to you, and from your favorite breweries, or ones that you may not even know are your favorites. Telling you, Charlotte, you representing, telling you, very good. And then we've also got down below a 10% off your first purchase. So make sure you use it.
Yeah.
Tell them nice that we sent you. Other than that, what else we got?
We got a link to this video. We've got a link to this brewery and this beer. We've got a shop with merch. We've got everything your heart desires.
And you know what you need to do for us? Hit that little thumbs up thing. Hit the bell. Tell your friends and family.
Is that what a bell is? Like,
I don't know. Hit the little violin. I don't know. Ding, ding, ding. Bell.
Yeah, a triangle.
Yeah. Sorry.
And that's about it. Tell your friends.
All right. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Cheers.
Cheers.